following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Hallmark of Greatness? ? With no James this week due to ongoing reasons. That's fine. He will be back at some point. We'll all be back at some point and we'll be back to normal rotation. I know I've said this a lot recently, but a lot of things have happened, as Planty will tell you in a second. And it's just trying to line up all those bits of Stonehenge to work out what calendar year it is.
Nice.
I got now, mate. All I've done is watch this, and that's all I've done for it. As is always, if James isn't here, my other co-host will be here. Planty, the only man who can eat in a Ramsay. I don't know. I got now, mate. I got nothing.
It's fucking raw.
Raw.
It's
That's
fucking
a little
raw.
clue. What we're going to be doing today. Do you want to tell the boys and girls what you've been up to?
So I am, obviously this isn't a video podcast, but I've managed to slice a tiny piece of my knuckle, which has also sliced two of the most important tendons in your hand. So I'm rocking this fucking, I basically look like O.J. Simpson at the end of the when he goes down the stairs in the Police Squad movie.
Yeah.
I've codeine, mate. This is a terrible idea.
It can only not ever be aired.
So
I'm disappointed. Is it in a cast?
No, there's a little kind of like a.
No one's drawn Millpool on it yet. That's disappointing.
Not yet. I'm hoping that they'll do that at the live show.
Oh, yes, I now have to go to London to a wedding.
Boo hiss.
Mate, don't even get me started.
Family, as your man Vin Diesel keeps saying in those films. I believe I've only seen the first two.
Oh, mate, they're the worst two. Actually, Tokyo Drift's
that's why I've only
worst
seen
one.
them.
Nah, I watched the later on ones. They're way better. Where
right, okay.
The Rock's in. Like the Rock does a bit where he goes, rah, flexes his muscle and shatters a plaster cast that he's in. It's tremendous.
Or maybe I should have a go at that. Let's go.
Try it.
It actually turns out I've only seen 1 and 3. If you're saying Tokyo Drift's the worst, because I've seen Tokyo Drift, I haven't seen the second.
There you go. That's 3 with Han.
So I've seen 1 and 3. I haven't even seen number 2.
I think a lot happens in 2.
Combo air fryers and slow cooking.
Well, this is the thing that a lot of people don't realise, is that everyone thinks Fast and Furious is these boisterous, and from 5 onwards, they are these huge explosion things. The first one, they're stealing DVD players. Yep.
Why not? They were dear. They used to be dear. I won my first one on TM, the movie channel.
I need to send you these things later on as well. I did put them in one of the Discord things before, but someone's done like a rewatch of Games Master and Bad Attitude and like just condensed them down into the most salient bits of it. They're insane. Games Master, how that got on TV, I'll never know, because it's just a string of knob jokes.
If only somebody was doing a reduced down watch of another TV show. That would be pretty good.
Well said. So this week we're not going to do a film. We're going to do something that is close to both mine and Planty's hearts in our love for it. We're going to be taking you through season 1, episode 2.
Not if you're watching it on more.
It isn't on 4OD, but all of them are on YouTube. This one is entitled "If This is Beef, I'm from Bangladesh," I believe the episode's called, because they can't use the full episode name. Anyway, of Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares USA. See, I've got a weird love for these things because
100%.
Because they're formulaic. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like every episode, and you just kind of want to see how bad the food is, how obnoxious the owner is, and how grotty the kitchen is. That's the 3 beats.
That is the holy trinity of like shit telly. It's exactly the same reason we've started watching Dinner Dates, which is airing on Netflix again at the minute.
Yeah, it's and then he comes in, he paints everything magnolia, and serves kind of nice food for like,
Yeah, it's always 20 things on the menu. They always reduce it down to 20 things.
It's only 20 things you need.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
It's the Schitt's Creek thing where they fold the menu out and it's 4 pages long. That's too many things to do
or it's got 3 menus like this and many others.
So season 1, episode 2, Dylan's Lounge. It's on Broadway, isn't it? In New York.
Yeah, it is. It is like an ideal location, like 2 blocks away from London, which was his restaurant at the time, which I think is probably shut now.
I think it is shut now. Yeah. But yeah, it's in the heart of Manhattan. Like it's a license to print money if you're doing it well. And this guy, Mohammed, is not doing it well, is he?
It is money laundering at its finest.
If it is money laundering, he's doing it terribly because like they've got so much stock. Yes, this was the reason why I picked it. Because like, well, we could do the first one, and then if James doesn't make that, we can just keep doing these because they can't be difficult to do. I thought we'll do this one because I remember this one and I remember it being particularly atrocious. It is a Indian, American, and Irish.
At no point other than that beginning bit where they go, it's Irish. Does it ever come back as being Irish? There's no corned beef, there's no leprechauns, there's no bicycles on the wall, there's nothing.
There's nary a balaclava in sight. But,
or a death threat on the British Prime Minister, sadly.
Well, yes. Yeah, but like, so they're losing, I think it's 20 grand a week, which is a lot of money. Like
it's obscene.
When you see some of the other ones and we're losing like 5 grand a week, you go, okay, that's kind of terrible. How are you staying afloat? 20 grand a week is ridiculous, which means like, I mean, but when you get into this place, like they show it and it look. I don't know what they were going for because there's all this white cloth hanging off the walls that makes it look like a clean room where they're doing alien experiments.
It's to prevent the static, Joe. Everybody knows that. I assumed that when they did the makeover, they'd remove all those, and it was like loads of workspace, like it was the size of I don't know a ballroom or something. But it was still the same. It was the walls were where that ended.
They just put that material there, and behind that they were just filming Bulgarian porn.
It was American Psycho apartment behind it.
And there was I didn't get their names. There's also 3
managers. I've got them.
There's 3 managers.
We've got Martin, the general manager,
right, who looks like evil super hands.
And his first line is it's because he's British for some reason, inexplicably British. It's an Irish American restaurant with an Indianness about it. I'm like, this can only go one way.
I think like Irish Indian fusion food could be quite nice.
No, but with an Indianness about it. I've written that specifically. Andrew, the ops manager, who is the Monopoly man. Mohammed, the owner, who is just this befuddled rich gent.
Yeah, who should not be anywhere near a restaurant.
And Khan, the floor manager. And the line a little bit later on is, everybody here hates Khan. Exactly right.
Yeah, because he does now. None of them really. The only one that does anything is the Monopoly man, and I think that's because he feels genuinely like this place could do well. His heart's in the right place.
But spoilers, Khan, when he gets given something to do, fucking knocks it out of the park at the end.
Yeah, because the only person here not really pulling their weight is evil super Hans Martin.
Yeah,
who is onto a sweet grift here because he's taking down big money for this. I'm rating.
Oh, on Broadway, absolutely. I mean, he's doing certainly marginally better off than the befuddled head chef who seems to think they're in New Jersey and I'm pretty sure has not seen daylight for 8 years. That has got modern slavery written all over it. For
the fact that those 2 guys in there who only know how to make curries. Like when someone orders salmon, they look like a dog that's been shown a magic trick.
It has to go to the Monopoly guy.
Monopoly man comes in, I'll cook.
He hugs Gordon for so long. He's trying to pass him a message in Morse code on his back as he's tapping away.
So, as is this. So they do all this stuff at the start and they go like, the restaurant's terrible. There's no customers in here. It's full of flies. It's on a hellmouth. It's
disgusting. The line from Monopoly guy, because that's all I've done. I've got to be honest. All I've done is written down lines.
That's fine.
So if something's broken, I fix it. And then it zooms in on this napkin under a wobbly table leg.
That's how I fix things. Should I do it properly? Bang a napkin under there.
There's a difference between having a cupboard hanging off in your kitchen, Joe, in your house, and probably flies all over the place.
Yeah. Hey, all the cupboards are on in my house. Yeah, it doesn't look like, and I wouldn't even think who would go in there. It must be tourists. Must be the only people, because no locals are going in there, are they?
The point is, when it's empty, nobody goes in. So if there's an empty restaurant, nobody goes in.
Yes.
I'm always really tempted, because I'm a sucker for the underdog.
Yes.
So I really want to go in and go, oh, come on, we've got to help them. And then you get served a fucking rotten tomato roast.
The curry house down the road from me, there's never anyone in there, because it's all takeaways.
Yeah.
even though it's bring your own beer and they don't charge you
is it?
corkage.
They
Yeah.
don't charge corkage.
Nah,
Bloody
mate.
hell.
Yeah, I know. Fools.
As many cans of wanky IPA as you want.
Oh, yeah. But there's an off license like 2 seconds down the road as well. You can just stomp in with a bag and sit down and just eat poppadoms, and they can't stop you.
Drink Cobra.
No, I take Carling. No, I don't take Carling. There's British drinks. No, so yeah, they do all this stuff. Ramsay comes in. He's like, it stinks. There's flies everywhere. We meet the lovely. The waitresses that work there. Always feel like they're being held there under duress.
Yeah, this young lass. She's like, the line is something along the lines of, "Is this? Oh, it's really busy today." And she's like, "You're joking, aren't you? Some days I don't get a table at all." And he nearly falls off of his chair, and not because there's a napkin under it. You know what I mean? Nearly floors him.
Yeah, and we meet like Super Hands is all over him, evil Super Hands. And he's trying to be like a greeter, but the man has the charm of like a fucking jizz sock. Like
he's dressed in one of these suits that makes him look like he's out of a revival of Bugsy Malone. But he's the only adult playing a role amongst kids, is what it looks like.
Yeah, he's like Michael Caine in the Muppets. Yeah.
It's exactly what he is. But he's the only Muppet.
Yeah,
amongst humans.
But yeah, he clearly thinks he's Charlie Big Potato in this operation, and he's like, I don't want to talk to you. So he orders a mixed vegetarian starter, which arrives and has got meat in it.
Yeah,
which to be fair, I've had happen quite a lot. Over the years. For me, ain't so big a bother. For my missus, it
would be a problem. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we've kicked off loads about it in the past, but it's like put them in separate fridges. That's what we used to do.
The other things he orders biryani, which, by the way, has got absolutely zero biryani sauce with it. It's just dry rice.
Dry rice. He orders a beef booner, like a lamb biryani. And
no, he orders
salmon.
a beef. I think he orders the beef biryani, but it comes as lamb. Fucking salmon. And it's like a fucking doorstop.
To be like, none of the two chefs in there know how to cook British food. So Monopoly Man goes to cook salmon. They haven't got any salmon, so he gets some out of the fridge. Yeah. And I'm assuming cooks it from frozen.
No, we'll just put it in a water bath and run some water in it in the tap.
Okay, he probably put hot water on it. Everyone's going to get food poisoning.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but the beef arrives and it's dry as balls in the booner, I think it is. Yeah. And then the biryani, it's got one of those horrible. Do you remember when restaurants used to do this sort of shit? Like rose tomatoes and
and I'd forgotten it was a thing until I saw this, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what are you going to be doing now? Like a radish?
It's proper 70s, yeah. I don't mind it on a buffet because it adds a bit of class.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
But again, I'm in Manhattan.
Some of that green butcher's grass. I want some of that as well. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? This is the line, isn't it? If that beef was, if that's beef, I was born in Bangladesh. And I was like, hang on a second, I'm just going to have to check just to make sure he wasn't born in Bangladesh. Turns out he was born in Johnston, Renfrewshire, Joe, in 1966. The last time Scotland had a. No, it's wrong podcast.
No, wrong one.
Don't do that.
I think it was Cliff Richard and Freddie Mercury, wasn't it? Born in.
No, Freddie Mercury. Is he from Rhodesia somewhere?
Well, he's dead now, so we can't ask him.
Yeah, no. Cliff Richard? Is he?
I'm sure Cliff Richard was born in India.
Oh, was he really?
Fairly sure.
Hey.
And so this stuff, it turns out it's not beef, it's pork.
No, they think it's pork, and then they go back in, and it turns out it's lamb. Oh, right. The line is old lamb.
Right. The other point is as well, how can you not tell the difference between, how badly have you got to fuck it up to not be able to tell the difference between beef, pork, and lamb?
Yeah, I did consider that. I also thought he missed an opportunity to say, this lamb's so old, it's got a bus pass.
Yeah, you can see.
So I would have done.
You need a patented planty noise. Plantyism. And like, it's like, so what do you do like to all these people?
Yeah,
like the two chefs don't speak a word of English.
No,
which again screams of we're trapped here, help. And then they do the dinner service thing, and
before that, Martin's getting his dinner. Like Super Hands is getting his dinner, and he's fucking raging that they've given him tap water, not sparkling water.
I mean,
What
I
a
like
fucking
sparkling
Tory.
water, but I do like sparkling water. But I get fizzy soda water for 29p from Asda because I'm poor.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah,
do
but
like it. It's refreshing.
he demands to know why. Like he's the owner. Come on, mate. You're a bloke who stands around doing now. You bloke who
Yeah.
stands around on your phone. By the
Oh,
way,
there's a lot of that as well
yeah,
with his 2000s flip phone. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. So then we get the oh, Ramsay's here. Let's go in. We can be on telly and complain, which is the quintessential British attitude to these things. And all these people come in, and like it isn't like the waiting staff's fault. I don't think it's particularly the cooking staff's fault.
Except for the man that makes curry on the floor.
I mean, I was going to get.
At least you got to take that off the floor. You can't have that on the floor. And I believe that the gentleman, I mean, I absolutely don't speak any Asian languages, but I'm pretty sure the gentleman argues that's the floor curry. That's
how we always
curry.
make it.
Exactly. We're known for it.
He's only stirring it up a bit with his feet. Like,
People come from the 5 boroughs for that.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, you can't do that. Explain to him. And he's just like, don't put curry on the floor. And he goes, all right, wink. Like,
Yeah. The first, there's only 3 tables in. And the Monopoly guy's like, we've got 1 order of salmon left. Tell everybody out there. 1 table. One order. You've got 3 tables in. How many salmon have they ordered?
But this is the thing. They've got a traditional Indian menu, as traditional as it can be by people who are insane, and then burgers and I think lasagna, I think he says.
Yeah, there was Italian on there. He says the only thing missing was Chinese. And the waitress kind of looked and I thought, she's looking to say, do not turn that page over.
I didn't bring the Chinese menu over for fear.
It's on an app. You have to do it through the QR code.
This QR code. Yes, and they've just fucked this matter. There's flies everywhere.
The fly thing is brilliant because there's this interstitial with Martin. I think it's Martin or it's the Monopoly guy, and he goes, "Oh, what about the flies?" He goes, "Oh, the problem has been eradicated," and then he gets a fly in the face. He goes, "Oh, that was a fly."
That's just come in. That's a new fly, though.
Perfect. That's a visitor visiting. There's a guy in the kitchen, by the way. This fucking lad. And he's like, and what are you doing? He's like, nothing. He's like, no, what are you cooking? Nothing.
Nothing? Why are you here? He could be a pot wash or something.
And he says, he's in there twatting about with radishes.
Oh, so when he gets his plate, can I have a clean plate, please? Like,
oh,
Ramsay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But the woman looks genuinely like, what? What's a clean plate? It's only on the bottom. You're not eating off that, are you?
Yeah. I'm absolutely certain this is where Rudy Giuliani sent the homeless people to be murdered. I'm absolutely certain.
Well, so I think while all this is going on, he does the walking around looking at stuff thing.
Yeah.
And he goes, what's down there? Into the basement.
Oh, fucking hell.
And literally, I half expected Carrie Elwes to be chained up in the corner, because this thing
Gordon Ramsay, would you like to play a game? I have put some buckets of chicken here. Only one of them will allow you to leave. The rest will poison you.
Will give you such diarrhea. And it's not clean. I've worked in restaurants where your cold room is downstairs. It's like a hellscape.
Absolutely,
it's dingy. It's there's just random fridges. And then he opened that thing and all them roaches came scurrying out.
It's like that final scene in Men in Black where he kicks the bin and all the cockroaches fall out. And I was like, And Super Hans' response is, oh, things are looking pretty glum, mate.
It's an understatement, mate. Because this would be so many fines. Many fines.
Oh,
he must be paying off the health and safety guy.
Oh, not in America. They got shit. They don't have the health and safety that we have.
I'm basing all that on Bob's Burgers, to be fair, on Hugo from Bob's Burgers, which I know isn't real.
He goes, there's a fucking furry cucumber. And I just thought, what is... Oh, it's a good name for a band, though, isn't it?
That's what I call it. And it's just, there's just shite everywhere. He's lifting stuff up and it's all rancid as fuck.
It's like foaming chicken, fizzy chicken.
Even when I've left stuff in the back of the fridge, for a while, it's never got that bad.
And he goes, this is half a tomato. Where's the other half? And they all look at each other and then look at the door out to the restaurant. And he's like, somebody out there's got this. Close it all down. Shut it down.
He pulled out all them burgers. They've got about 50 raw burgers for a place that has nobody in it. You could defrost, you could cook them from frozen. They're shitty burgers.
If you absolutely must. Yeah, if you absolutely must.
But they're again rancid. They're green on the insides.
I got a huge laugh, by the way, out of your man, the General, again, Super Hands, because it's all about him, this.
Yeah.
Him trying to stand up to Gordon at this point, and he goes, who are you talking to? You get off on girls stroking your hair and your ego. You're a fake. And he goes, oi, are you saying I'm a fake? He said, you're riding this poor rich man. He says, general manager, more like general tosspot. And I was like, yes, 10 out of 10.
Oh, is it? I give it a 7 on the Ramsay.
Oh, no, he rips him, absolutely rips him apart.
Well, that's it, because isn't it during the dinner service? He's just laying down with the waitresses, like having a bit of a nap.
And she's stroking his hair, and I'm kind of like, and he's always on the phone. He's doing all right for himself.
He's got a good scam going. Yeah. Won't last forever, but...
Wow, he's hoping. I don't know. I've seen the end of the episode.
This Manky Tomato goes out and he's like, he does the Ramsay thing. Shut it down.
Yeah.
And I like, again, Super Hands doesn't go out, does he? He pushes all the girls out. No, I'm they're not going to get anything. It's like, he's a coward as well.
Yeah,
he's a coward as well as a tosspot.
General coward.
So yeah, they shut it all down. And then he's like, it's the bit with the fridge seal. And he just pulls the fridge seal back and it's just stuff crawling out of it.
And rat droppings when he moves like a table or something, and there's rat droppings under it.
Just give me the jip.
There's one guy, I don't know who it is. One of them almost goes, "Yeah, rats," as if to say, "Hey, it's New York.
Hey, we got rats here, and the cockroaches." But then I think this was my favorite bit in the whole episode. Like, he has a stone pot. He goes like, "This is all shit. I'm gonna go and do something."
Yeah.
And he gets these people, these steam cleaners in full like white hazmat suits, and some of the best knockoff Ghostbusters music I've ever heard.
But it's just not Ghostbusters enough to stop them getting sued.
Like Huey Lewis is on the phone, like, are we okay with this?
And then Super Hands goes, they were all dressed like people from Star Wars. I just thought, mate, you just haven't got it, is you? And I really pride myself on my knowledge of Star Wars because I was a virgin until I was very, very late teens. And I don't know any people that look like this in Star Wars. Nobody.
I mean, they're in a white suit. I think he means stormtroopers, but he was struggling, wasn't he?
Struggling, don't come close, mate.
Could look like meth cookers.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, this is pre-Breaking Bad, isn't it? So
I was going to say, hello from Hot Fuzz.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, but again, like when they come in this thing and I'm like, that's just neglect. Like they're chipping old fat off.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And I'm like, it should be done at the end of the night and a deep clean once a week minimum. Like it's just laziness. What are them two lads doing? They're not going home with their wives and family because they can't see them again.
They live in the cockroach basement.
That's it. I call them.
They operate the saw traps. They do. They make sure that little one on the trike is fed.
It's got this horrible, as well as he arrives, it's got this horrible, like, digital billboard outside, like you get in a post office.
Someone scored a home run.
Yeah, which is a shit line, but it's pretty good. But, like, again, you're in Manhattan, you're in, like, near Broadway. It's supposed to be, he's got this big awning. Why not just have a big awning with it written on it?
I mean, I can't wonder how much you had to pay for planning permission for that awning there. You can tell I work for the council, can't you?
Well, again, might be different. They go away, they clean it all, and they do.
They get a nice new chef in. He's lovely, this fella.
And
I think he's called Vicus, and I thought he was cooking fucking prawns, but apparently not. He's not called Vikram or something, but your man calls him the wrong name, and Ramsay goes fucking spare at him.
Bare minimum you can do is learn someone's name. I'm terrible at names at the best of times, but if I'm getting housed by fucking Ramsay, like, I'm going to learn everyone's name that he brings in.
Absolutely. I'm staying there all night with the fucking slaves.
And this guy is, I think, one of the top Indian chefs in New York, if not America.
I couldn't quite figure this out because he's like a top chef, and then at the end they go, and he's working for you now. And I was like, what have you
He sometimes does a thing where he'll put them on like a 6-month secondment or something, to train people up.
Oh, so is he one of Ramsay's guys?
No,
because I know they've done that in the past.
Sometimes they do it. I think it's on Bar Rescue as well. They'll sometimes like have someone come in, like a proper chef.
I need to get on Bar Rescue. Where will I get that?
I think it's all on Prime.
Is it? All right.
I think so.
I'll get on Bar Rescue.
You only need to watch the pirate one, which I think I made you watch when you were here anyway. You may have fallen asleep because it was very late. And I was like, we need to watch the one-eyed pirate guy.
I definitely missed that and I'm disappointed.
It's fine. Exactly the same structure.
Okay.
But more insane because your man from that is like Ramsay, but turned up to 10.
Drunk,
Like,
yeah.
uh,
They get this lovely, quote unquote, lovely refresh, right?
yeah, I mean,
Where all they've done is took the curtains down.
they took
and
them
put some nice
horrible
tables
white
up.
sheets down,
Yeah.
and renamed it.
I didn't even write this down. Purima. Purima?
Which means full moon, half moon.
Sure.
Total
Total
eclipse.
eclipse. Jesus.
Yeah, and like it looks all right. It still looks a bit like the sign looks a bit cack, if you ask me. But
Monopoly guy comes in dressed as Biggles for some reason. He's got
I did quite like his
his hat on, and he's also got a cast like me. He's got something around his neck.
I think
Never
him
explained.
and Ramsay were throwing hands the night previous.
I assumed someone had dropped some fucking, I don't know, a rotten barrel of veg on him or something.
The amount of stuff they threw out as well.
Yeah,
dragging them bin bags out.
And all of the stuff that he goes through is all of the stuff that he ate the day before.
Oh, yeah.
Like, these potatoes that had obviously been cooked and put in the fridge. And you know yourself, it doesn't work. You can't reheat potatoes and expect to have the same thing. No. And then the veg, he pours the water, let's call it, out of the rocket bucket, and it's just filth. It was disgusting.
It's thick. Well, he opens that bag of salad and flies fly out of it. He's like, I had that for my tea. Yeah. And I'd be sticking my fingers down my throat outside at that point.
Absolutely. I would be getting some form of shot for that. Do you know what I mean? There's this bit where when they make them all go back in, Superhands gets really upset. He says, we were made to put blindfolds on, much to our chagrin. Who gets fucking upset at being asked to put a blindfold on and walked half a block to see your new workplace?
Yeah, but I always thought it was weird because they normally do like here's the outside bit, now let's go in. They obviously hadn't perfected that technique at this point. So they make them go in and they go, wow, it's great. Like there's not flies everywhere. It doesn't look like a kill room. Brilliant. And then he goes, let's go back outside and have a look. I'm like, we should have done that first, thinking about it.
There's this argument about him, and it's kind of like, right, you need to fucking man up, you need to grow up, you need to be better. And one of the girls is like, I think you're being a little bit harsh on him. And he just goes, keep your fucking nose out of my business. And the other guy, Superhands, is like, no, you leave her alone. She's a loyal worker. Mate, she's not going to shag you. Although maybe she is.
No. But that's the same lass who's been through it all the way through. There's one other girl that we speak to who's the Indian lady.
The Asian lassie. Yeah.
She's the only one that gets a line in it. I think she just goes, it's so nice now, or something like that.
Yeah, she goes, oh, it's a fucking bus.
And then Ramsay goes, to try and get people in, I've organised a parade. He's not. He's put a guy with a Bhangra drum and two lassies belly dancing on top of an open-top bus driving around the streets. It's not really a parade, is it?
Grabbing people and forcing them into the restaurant.
I mean,
there's these old Jewish couple who are like, "Are we going to Ellis Island, Marv? No,
I just came out with some bagels and lox, and now I'm in here. What's happened?
Man, I wish I was eating one.
I know, but and then they get the opening night thing that they always do. Like they've redone the menu. Yeah. That Ramsay stayed up all night working on. He didn't. Yeah. He just went,
he didn't. He's only got
do a korma, do a fish curry, do some bhajis, mates.
The fish curry was nice. It was a South Indian curry. They're always tasty. We get shirtless Gordon, which is always good. I like it.
So we'll get that in, kept putting his different Chef White on for service.
Yeah, he takes one off to put he puts his hosting Chef Whites on to put his shouting at cunts Chef Whites on.
Oh, we also missed a bit where he shows the two chefs how to cook some fish. And they're like, oh my God, thank you. We had no idea what we were doing.
And this is the hugging, isn't it? Like grabbing him and just not
we're
letting
actually
him go.
Doctors back home, but
it's like, can you please tell him to let me go?
He hugs him for way too long as well. And all he does is like fry some scallops up in front of him. It's not hard. Yeah. But it goes on way too long and stops being funny and then becomes funny again.
There's an instance where they're cooking and somebody drops rice all over the place and he makes Superhands clean it up. And I'm like, no, that's the floor rice. The floor rice.
That's for the cockroaches. Well, he says, but he also said, like, Superhands just stands there in it. And he's like, do you want to move the rice out of the way?
And they does a really shit job and pushes it all under the counter.
You've got to move all them later anyway to clean under them. Like, this is the problem. Shorts. he takes his phone off him at one point as well, which I thought was fun.
Yeah, I liked that.
But it's all going wrong. Like originally, as these things always do, starts off great, things are going well, and then fucking Super Hands gets involved, fucks everything up. Monopoly Man's trying the best he can, and Khan is just there, like the fucking ghost at the banquet.
Very much so.
Just hovering in the background doing nout. And Ramsay's like, fucking do something. You move, like take stuff out or just do something.
Yeah.
And Super Hands is like, I'll take this rice out. And then proceeds to stand in like the surface way, just having a row with Monopoly Man.
And when Gordon comes out, he says it's hot. I was like, well, why are you not taking it out to the punters?
He just goes, I've been having a conversation.
Hell.
It's like, it's rice. It doesn't stay hot for very long. And then people are whinging. The bread was the nicest part of the meal.
Yeah, and everything was cold. George Costanza's mum's complaining it doesn't taste of anything. Fucking hell.
I think it was earlier on, the British person that's in there. This is the nicest curry we've had since outside England.
And I thought, mate, come on.
Depends where you go, but I also like the fact that he said, I've tailored the dishes to American palates, which means like it's just going to be kormas, isn't it, for everyone? Like it's just going to be bang a load of corn syrup in there, yeah.
Fizzy chicken.
Ooh. But yeah, it all, and then by the end of the night, they've all got it back together again. Yon Lass is very happy that she's earned over £100, $100.
That's it, over $100. But then she never gets anybody in. So, and when they do, they probably don't leave a tip.
No, you can't get her to dance in the window. This isn't Amsterdam. And like, it seems all right.
It's technically New Amsterdam, though, isn't it?
Yeah. You could do new dancing, new wave dancing.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just watching. Anyway, this has got away from
Hands
me.
behind your back.
And yeah, it's all. But so he says to like Mohammed, he's like, right, I've given you all the tools now. You haven't really. You just put a menu in, and it's like, and if you want the new chef to stay, you're gonna have to get rid of a manager. Yeah. And I'm not saying you should get rid of Super Hands, but fucking get rid of Super Hands.
And then Super Hands jumps into the conversation. Gordon's like, where the fuck have you come from? And he's like, listen, I know what he's been saying about me. He's always saying that I'm trying to take money from you and I'm doing this. He's like worm tongue, isn't he?
Yes.
Like in his ear all the time. He's like, will you just fuck off?
It's the last roll of the dice from a desperate man who knows the jig is up, isn't it, really?
Yeah. He's like a Monty Python Michael Palin character, isn't he? Like wringing his hands out the whole time.
And he's like, I've not said it should. He says, are you doing all this on my last night? And Ramsay goes, I didn't say it was your last night. And he goes, well, I quit. Going, all right, no severance pay. Sweet. Well done.
I'm always amazed when they quit, and it happens a heck of a lot. They just fucking stand up and go, I'm going. I was like, surely you've got this far. Hold out for that final month. Yeah.
I don't know how it works in America because I know some places have like employment laws different from state to state and probably county to county because America. But yeah, he leaves and then they go like, well, that was great. And in the weeks to come, everyone said it was great. Your man stayed on and everyone's having loads of fun now.
Yeah, that's it. Great result.
There is a follow-up to it.
Which I haven't seen.
Which I found a brief thingy of. It did well for a while. Apparently they jacked the prices up and people were like, it's not worth that amount of money, but it's still nice, it's still clean. They'd invite people into the kitchen to show them how clean it was, which I don't want to see. I don't want to see how
how
the
I've worked in enough kitchens, thanks.
Yeah. But it closed.
Oh.
I'm fairly sure I looked this up, and I think it's something like a 78% failure rate on Ramsay's
it's
kitchen
huge,
because the damage is done. You're too far in the hole. Yeah. But one little nugget of gold that I found was that Super Hands tried to sue Ramsay for, I believe, something like $500,000.
What?
Yeah. For defamation, and he claimed that like a lot of this stuff is sound, and you can kind of tell that some of it is like that last standing up for Super Hands. That was clearly for dramatic purposes because she couldn't give a fuck about it.
No, she just got 100 quid.
Yeah, like say he's a knobhead and we'll give you 100 quid. Well, I'll do it for less. So yeah, I managed to find the legal document for this, and it's the best thing I found on it was that the plaintiff, Superhands, was aware before getting involved with Ramsay and the other defendants, which I'm assuming is the production company, that Ramsay is physically coercive. He's 6'3" and 220 pounds. Should have been a wrestler. Right? This is where it got weird. A captain in the British Special Forces?
Yes, yeah, I knew this. Yeah.
I thought he was a footballer.
Yeah, a football player and the army. Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that. A skilled practitioner of martial arts, which I just imagine him now going, a succulent Chinese meal. I see you know your judo, sir.
I was thinking, flicking flat leaf parsley at your ass.
I throw Chinese throwing stars with deadly accuracy.
Listeners,
right.
Joe did the face as well.
You can't do Kinky Paul Family without doing the face. Ramsay has a reputation in Britain for being one of the most feared people in Britain, right? And this was the bit that I was like,
what him and Charles Bronson both?
Oh, mate. Right. Well, this was the bit where I was like, I haven't had time to look this up, and I doubt it's factual. Chef Ramsay is commonly regarded as the hardest man in Britain since he became the UK's bare-knuckle champion, beating the current gypsy champion in a 22-round marathon in a freight container in Hull.
Not on your life.
I was like, where is this from? You can't put that in a legal document. I was like,
the Americans would look at it and go, sure.
Yeah, why not? They're always fighting in shipping containers in Hull.
Where hell?
But I was just like, he said he had a scuffle with him. He fell on the floor and broke his ankle. What? Yeah. It's just full of wild accusations, this thing. It was thrown out of court, obviously, thankfully. Good. Because it's made up of absolute nonsense. But
I hope there was a counter for damages.
Ramsay wouldn't care, I don't think. But he apparently, this was the thing I didn't know as well, reading up on this, Superhands would also book acts to come in and do shows in there.
Put a turn on? Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, I don't want that when I'm eating.
Oh, I don't know. Dinner and a show? Yeah.
Not if I'm going for it. No. Okay. If I'm going to I've never done it. It sounds to me like one of those, the knockoff Faulty Towers thing that they keep getting sued for.
Yeah.
Which I saw, I think they won a prize on The Apprentice of it, and it looked shit.
Oh, really? Yeah,
it looked absolute dog. I mean, Faulty Towers hasn't aged well anyway for me, but just
just don't.
Just don't. But that's what he tried to claim. He's now a successful producer of shows or something, so he claims. But
how's he a successful anything?
But yes. But he also in the document he claims that it was all staged, all set up, and I was like, "There's no way they put all that fizzy chicken in. There's no way they tipped 8 bags of cockroaches down them stairs and nobody copped them."
Absolutely. How could you? Where would you get those things from?
Market.
Fizzy chickens are us.
Yeah, just get down the fizzy chicken shop. But yeah, it's a classic Ramsay episode. It's not the most strange one, but I think it's one of the more disgusting ones. It isn't Amy's Bakery, which I think has been done to death by lots of other people, absolutely. And it's too low hanging fruit. But this one, again, go watch it. It is.
There is so much going on, listeners. There is every single minute something else happens. And because when you said, and I looked at it, I thought, we've got 40 minutes worth of watching here. Okay. And a lot of that will be recap. But they've done really well here to cut out a lot of the recap.
Yes. The YouTube version of it. They don't do the coming up after the break. Ramsay does this. And then before the break, this happened. And
yeah. So there's only at one point after an advert where he kind of goes back down the stairs and is this a sub basement? Fucking hell, is he going to get creeped here?
Or something?
Mate, what's happening? It just continues, and when you think it's got to as stupid as it can get, it goes again.
Yes. I think I messaged you saying this is wild.
Yeah, it is absolutely. And I watched it twice because I've got absolutely nothing better to do. And I watched it twice, and I still think I've missed stuff.
It's a goldmine of just weird nonsense. It's something I haven't seen none of the new series yet.
I've watched the first two.
I might go and stick one on now.
The first one is pretty tame. The second one is going to be hard to beat. I've got to be honest. There's a very combative character. So start with the second one because I just can't wait to talk to you about it.
Yeah. But that was Plantys Kitchen Nightmares. This small.
They're all nightmares when I'm in the kitchen.
This small section might be called if we ever do it again. Or we might do a bar rescue one, or I don't know.
Oh, there's loads of people in for this. I've spoken to loads of people that love this. So,
okay,
yeah,
well, we'll see how it goes.
yeah.
I want to find that
We'll
episode
find
of
other people.
Changing Rooms where they put all that
Oh,
woman's
where she
teapots.
cries.
No, they put all the
Yeah.
woman's teapots on the thing and it just explodes, and all her lifetime's
Yeah.
worth of teapots smashed on the ground. And Linda Barker just goes, "Oh, yeah."
I argue they've done her a favour there.
Everyone needs a hobby.
Yeah, sure.
But she could take up,
Sure.
sheepdog trials
Podcasting.
or sheepdog trials, junior kickstart, things that I used to
Being
watch
a,
at my granddad's on a Sunday. Yeah.
Being
BMXing.
a St. John's ambulance man that falls down a hill.
Mate.
She could do that.
See, and we need to. I think Dean said something about doing something. And I was like, we need to get. Yeah, I'm not want to do Boone cast because I don't want to have to sit through Boone. But
no, that's got Randall written all over it.
Oh, mate, have you read the book yet?
Yeah, I'm part way through. Yeah.
It's tremendous.
It's an impossible read.
It's not as bad as what was it, The Charming Killer, which I don't even know where my copy of that is yet.
Right.
But
Okay.
I'm not talking about The Charming. I mean, this is for
no.
It's a book a friend of mine copy read for someone that he worked with, and he sent it back full of red. No one in Britain calls their parents mom. Like all this stuff. The opening line is, "I come from Wigan, the land of pies." That's the opening line in this thing. It's true. There's just one bit where it just goes ham. Like it's just a line that just says ham. I don't know whether it's like a Business Secrets of the Pharaohs misprint or it's impossible to read. It gives you physical headaches reading it. You can only read it in short sections. Whereas Randall's one is I had to keep putting it down because I was laughing too much.
Yeah,
basically.
it's unfucking readable. I love it.
It's Randall at his finest. He's already working on the sequel.
Of course.
Yes. But yeah, so I don't know. If you like this, let us know. If you don't. Because
absolutely let us know. Because this is something that we could easily find an hour a month to do.
Yeah, bonus Patreon episodes. It's not. We'll never have a Patreon.
Oh.
No, we're never having a Patreon, mate. No one's paying for this shit. It's not happening.
I might.
No, they're just giving me my £1 back, though, aren't you?
Yeah, sure.
Just a vicious
minus
circle
the
of
transaction
pound giving. I've also noticed that you look a bit like a minion dressed like that.
Fuck off.
You do. You've got a yellow shirt on and a blue braid. You look a bit like a minion.
I have. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that.
Sure.
There is no. I was like your favourite bit, but it's like
all of it. The whole fucking thing
is just.
It's perfect.
It's car crash television, and it's the early Ramsay before like the staged bits got really obviously staged.
Yeah.
And I reckon this was genuinely like that. I want to go back. Oh, there's the British ones as well. Do you remember the British ones?
The British ones are brilliant because they're so fucking low rent.
Yeah.
They're from like the year 2000. And I think the first one is like a pub in Ilkley or something.
Yeah, and it's that lad in the kitchen who shouldn't be in the kitchen.
Absolutely, with the spiked hair. That's like Gareth Gates.
Yeah, I was going to say Nigel Kennedy, but yeah.
But yes, yeah. Okay.
And he has no idea. I think he showed up one day and he went, "You be chef," and he went, "Oh, okay." Got not a clue what he's doing. We'll do that one next.
He was the only one that showed. Like somebody rang in sick, and he was like the potato scrubber. Yeah,
pot wash. That's how I started. But yeah, I did training. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same. Exactly the same.
It's wild.
Pot
wild
wash, behavior. Starters, grill. There you go.
That's the normal progression, actually. Yeah, starters, desserts. Yeah. But yes, that was that.
Yeah.
Let us know or not. Or if you want to come on, or if you've got a reality TV show you want us to watch, let us know, and I will watch the fuck
fucking
out of it.
Yes, anything. Yeah.
Not Housewives.
Yeah, we'll watch any old
stuff
shit
like that because I don't like that. But I'm watching Traitors, the American Traitors season 2, and everyone on it's already been from a thingy, from a reality show,
okay.
and John Burko's there.
All right, okay.
They do a bit when he's running and he just falls over and face plants, and I laughed so hard. It made yeah. But then also a guy called Johnny Bananas.
Let's do Dinner Date. I'm getting a big kick out of Dinner Date at the minute.
Find a good episode of that.
I'll find the one with the male stripper.
All right, and then there's also that episode of Come Dine With Me with the Welsh lass who says everything on a plank. That's a good one.
And obviously your man that stands up and says, what a miserable life.
Oh, see, there's loads.
This has got legs.
This has got legs, right? Yeah. I have to find a new name for it and a new feed and all that.
It hasn't got fucking arms, has it?
No way. Right. So yeah, that's that, boys and girls. Thank you for staying with us long if you have. If not, you'll never hear this, so it doesn't matter what I say, does it? Think about that one. Say bye, everybody.
It's fucking raw.
Tell us whether that bridge actually was used by the Vikings